Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a great show lineup with special guests here in studio. But first, let's take a look at our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfortable needs. And what a comfortable week we have had. High today actually going to hit 80. Low's going to be down to 69. And our water temperature at the end of the pier went up 1 degree, up to 73 degrees. Let's take a look at our river reading brought to us by Panama City, Coca-Cola. Good folks down there looking at that. Same thing has been reading. That place Cola, Bluntstown, has gone up from 1 foot to 1.2. So, I mean, that's not a very big rise. The Choctaw Carabelle this morning is reading again, right at 1 foot. So be careful out there. I got another story yesterday about somebody knocking a foot off of their motor at Big Field Hathaway. We're going to talk about that next week. He's one of my former students. I told him he was hard-headed in class. He's still hard-headed because I told him the river was low. But you see what happens. So let's take a look at a tide chart. We're in neap tides. Not much tidal flow today or tomorrow, but next week will be some really strong tides. So I want you to get out there next week and plan to do some good tidal fishing. Our wind direction will be coming south at about 7. Let's quickly take a look at our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Looking at the 8:25 to 10:25 this morning, this evening, 8:46 to 10:46. I'm talking fast because I want to get as much time as we can with our guests. So let's take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, and welcome our guests this morning. This is Veterans Day, and we have a special guest here. This is Mark McQueen.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
So great to see you, Coach. Thank you so much.
All right, listen, he's our current school superintendent, former city manager, but today he's here on behalf of a lot of veterans throughout America. So I asked him to come on. We're going to do a couple of segments this morning, and I've known him a while. I've really got to know him since he's been school superintendent, and it's just what a wonderful man. So we're going to get on and talk about. Tell us a little bit about yourself. A lot of folks don't know a lot about your background in the military. When I learned the background in the military, I was just in awe. So tell us about it.
Well, I appreciate that so much, Winston. It's great to be here. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for what you do to share with our community every day. It's really amazing. I'm an old soldier, right? I was an Army brat. My dad was 30 years in the Army. I was an infantry aviator, flew UH-1 Hueys, a couple tours in Vietnam. And the year he retired is the year I went into the Army, into the ROTC program at Auburn University. And after a 3-year ROTC scholarship, I was graduated and went to my first duty assignment in Ansbach, Germany. And I thought, goodness, is this what I want to do? And after about 4 years, I got off of active duty and realized, no, I miss it. And I wanted to get back into it. And sure enough, I got back into it, and 36 years later, I retired. So yeah, it was a great ride. It's the best experience of my life being a part of the United States Army and serving our incredibly great nation.
Look at his record. I've seen the story of him, and it's just amazing. And I know now he don't brag on this stuff. That's why I have to pull it out of him. But you worked your way up to what level?
Well, I was privileged to be able to go through the ranks of the officer corps. I retired as a major general, but it was the experience of working with the men and women throughout my career that was just awe-inspiring. We have veterans are amazing, absolutely amazing. The men and women who swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that commitment is seen each and every day. Hard-working, dedicated professionals that are committed to excellence in all they do. It's a season of time that you wear the uniform of any of our services, whether it's a short time in the military or a full career and decades in the military. But one day you will step out of that uniform, and you will go back into serving your community. And what I've seen out of veterans is they continue to serve in various capacities in their own communities. They volunteer a lot. Their ingenuity and the entrepreneurial natures. They have businesses. They become teachers. They become lawyers and doctors and electricians and plumbers. And I mean, it's amazing. The strength of America is there because of our veterans.
I know, and we're so honored today to have you come on. There's so many veterans out there we want to give honor to.
Yeah.
And just let you know how much we appreciate your service to our country. And I think all of us have family members somewhere throughout and serve.
Well, I'll tell you, you're right. And it is, you know, the veteran steps up to make that sworn statement that they're going to uphold and defend the Constitution. But the real bill payers for our freedom is not only those men and women in uniform, but their families. Their families are the bill payers for the freedoms that we have. They support their soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, Coastie, and Space Force folks. They are just amazing. So it's a team of teams.
Yeah.
You hear me talk a lot about that?
Team of teams.
Team of teams. And so it's really a blessing.
Yeah, and throughout the Panhandle, with the military bases throughout the Panhandle, we just sort of have a lot of them in here. A lot of folks come down here and retire because they've served here over and over again. You know, they were stationed at Tyndall or Eglin or something, and they want to come back.
That's right.
I know you've seen a lot of that.
Well, I have, and we are really fortunate to be in the Panhandle with, you know, there's not many other places in the country, if not the world, that have the density of military. When you look at it from everything from Pensacola, the Naval Air Station, all the way to Tyndall Air Force Base, Eglin, Hurlburt, Naval Coastal System Warfare Center, even Fort Rucker, only 90 miles north of us. I mean, it's a lot of density of military here, and this community, our communities are the better for it, I believe, because veterans continue to give, whether they're in uniform or out of uniform. And
you spent some time at Fort Rucker, didn't you?
I did. Well, I was. My dad was, there, and every other assignment was back to Fort Rucker. But
and another thing about his family now, I found this out. I didn't know until I got to know him. Your brother was a good football player.
He was.
And where did he play football?
Yeah, he was a wayward black sheep of the family. He went to the University of Alabama, played for Coach Bryant for 4 years. It was actually one of his pallbearers when Coach Bryant passed away. It was just, Coach Bryant and my brother had a very special relationship, and it was amazing. Coach Bryant invested in so many young men, in his impact of football was not just on the field, it was in the lives of these men.
You think of all the players that played for him, and your brother was one of the pallbearers, so that speaks volumes of him and your family and all. Right. And then you went to Auburn, so I guess...
Yeah, I went to Auburn.
So all right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. On this Veterans Day, our guest is General Mark McQueen, President and School Superintendent of the Bay District Schools. I've gotten to know him real well, known him a long time, but it's been an honor to really get to know this man. That's why I had him come on this morning and speaking on behalf of our veterans. One thing I know, y'all, as a military guy, you travel, you go to different places. So where are some of the places you've been to in the military?
Well, been almost all over the entire world. I've been as far west as Hawaii, as far east as Afghanistan, as far north as Estonia, as far south as the southern tip of South Africa, then the Caribbean, Central America, South America, Middle East, Europe, and Africa. So I missed the Pacific Rim, and I missed Antarctica.
Good one to miss there. All right. He's gracious enough to send some pictures. So let's go through these pictures right here. So tell us about this picture here.
Yeah, so this is in Africa. I'm in Tanzania with the senior leadership of all of the nations of Africa, their military leaders. It was really an amazing experience to go to Africa and see what's going on there. It's a unique continent for sure. When you go as far north as where you have Morocco all the way down to South Africa, and the terrain is different. I've flown over the pyramids. I mean, it's just amazing continent and so diverse.
I bet. I bet. Okay, what about this one here?
Well, PT. That's the first thing you do in the morning at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. This is my Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Reedy. He's my battle buddy, and as a team of teams, we're out there leading PT. It was a great effort. That was the best way to start a day, doing PT.
So you ought to get up early.
Yeah, got to get up at dark 30 right there.
Oh, dark 30. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right.
So here is two military historians that were replicating World War I soldier and a World War II soldier.
Okay.
And you can see the difference in the uniforms. And here on Veterans Day, you know, Veterans Day started because of the end of World War I. You know, the 11th day of the 11th month of the 11th 11th hour of the 11th day, 11th month. That's why we celebrate on November 11th, Veterans Day. It started as Armistice Day.
Armistice Day.
And then was the Congress changed it to Veterans Day to honor all veterans that served, not just in World War I, but all the way through to
I did some research on it last night. Actually, the first Veterans Day was it started in Birmingham, Alabama. They started calling in Birmingham. Started, look it up on Google.
I'll do it.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So it's really amazing. But that picture was what our soldiers looked like in the uniforms back in the day.
Oh,
and,
cool!
Really impressive. So
very good. Okay, our next picture here.
Yep. So War Eagle. There we go. That's where it all started for me. This is the professor of military science and their team of teams that are doing everything to build the future officer corps, and I'm so proud of Auburn and that ROTC. That's where I got my start, right there. Yep, sure enough.
It is a good school.
It is a great school, and of course, my first duty assignment was the 1st Armored Division, which is in Ansbach, Germany. We were the easternmost deployed division in the United States Army, right there during the Cold War. And the M60A1 was the tank of choice, and the M1 came in, and it was a game changer in terms of combined arms maneuver. So,
no kidding. I bet in your career, I bet you in the technology and weaponry and all, I bet you saw huge progress made. Massive change. Whether it's in the aviation sector, you know, gone from Cobras to Apaches, from Hueys to Blackhawks, amazing aircraft, all the way to our armament on the ground. So it's pretty impressive. Yep. Okay. All right, this group right here, tell us about this.
Yeah, so this is my headquarters of the 108th Training Command. We had all the Army's Reserve drill sergeants and ROTC instructors at the colleges and universities, and this was my headquarters company. Real proud of these teammates, working really hard to invest in and build the future force of our great nation. This was great. Again, anytime you're around soldiers, any of the men and women in the military, there's a camaraderie, there's a fraternity, it's a special bond, because you're entrusting yourself and the life of yourself into the hands of the others. So. And you do anything. Yep, this is where I commanded when I was a 2-star in the 108th Training Command. And it was just, like I said, it was just a privilege to serve. Very honored to be able to be with soldiers. And
what a great picture. This is my favorite right here.
Thank you, thank you. I could not have done it without Karen, Taylor, and Thomas. My family stood by me every step of the way. You know, I was gone a lot. An awful lot, and it was they were the ones that supported me, sustained me.
I've known the family. His wife was a teacher, and
she was.
Thomas, he's with the
Sheriff's Department. He's a criminal investigation for financial crimes, embezzlement, contractor fraud, that kind of thing. And my daughter's in ministry.
Awesome.
So she's at Samford University as associate pastor for women students at Samford. So.
And Thomas had it out the way at Mosley, so we know he was well-rounded family. I know a strong family too. And,
thank you.
And you remember down at First Baptist, and I know you're very active down there. But overall, with our military veterans, again, what a special group of men and women.
The strength of our nation is truly so much. We have a great debt of gratitude to our veterans, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, what's up?
You know, it's when you forget that service that a nation begins to die. When you forget to honor those who are willing to stand in the gap for the nation, that's when nations begin to perish. And so I'm so grateful to this community and certainly our nation that has really gone to great lengths to ensure that veterans are recognized.
Well, what I've seen with Mark McQueen is I've gotten to know him really well. Is number one, his leadership ability, and obviously you don't become a general unless you have that kind of leadership ability. his commitment to his job. Even the city manager, Mayor Burnick and I talked a lot. He just thought you were a saint as far as the things you did.
Thank you.
And I know your timing was bad getting in there right after.
Started 2 weeks before the storm.
The city manager, the school superintendent, and I just have so much admiration. And all he does now, because I've been keeping up with him, he's only putting in about 70 hours a week. It's incredible at what he's been doing and doing so many good things. And we're fortunate to have men like this in our community to be our leaders. But
I appreciate it. It's a privilege to serve not only in the uniform of the United States military, but to serve our community. We have a great community. It's been a privilege to serve not only the city of Panama City, but certainly now Bay County and the 28,000 students that we have, the 3,500 faculty and staff, and to serve alongside you. And thank you for your leadership as one of the school board members. And it's a great team. And I think we have a common vision that we're going to elevate and accelerate the academic excellence of our students. And they're going to become great citizens.
Yeah. Now, the only bad thing about 7 hours a week, he doesn't get too much in the outdoor stuff fishing. So we've already, I told him during the break a while ago, Greg Brunnicki and Bill Allen and I, we're going to take him fishing. We're going to just go down to the school board office and just handcuff him and bring him out to the boat.
It'll be great.
Take him fishing for 2 hours. That's all we're going to get to go.
That'll be great.
Okay, before you leave, you got to do one. I didn't even tell you this. I'm going to spring it on Friday. We give away some seafood.
Oh, right.
So you're going to draw one name out of here.
Just
one at a
one,
time.
huh?
This is going to be a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood, and the winner is going to be all the way from West Bay, Charlene Sowell.
All right, Charlene.
Big. That's an old family there up there, but generations. All right, this will be for red snapper.
Oh, red snapper.
Big red snapper.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Going in.
All right, that's going to be all the way from Watapo Creek, Lexi Mitchell, the big winner there.
All right, well done.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Winston. Really appreciate you. Thanks for all you do for our community.
Appreciate your service and you coming on this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Folks, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. We're going to come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Be right back. Okay, welcome back, folks, and welcome to our famous Friday fishing forecast. We're so proud to bring it to you every Friday. Our sponsors here are always Jessica Lean, Insurance and Financial Group up here in Lynn Haven, and Hammer Down Construction with Matt Andrews and his hard-working crew there. So those two folks are gracious to bring us this, and we appreciate it. The first thing I wrote down last night, don't forget now, the squirrel tournament tomorrow, okay, at Camp Desolation, and we're going to be there. We're going to get to film it, and hopefully I'll run into some of y'all. Also, write down, it's a good time for T-shirts and all, for Christmas and all. If you get a chance to run down there to Weewah Wickler Bait and Tackle, and I've got all of our shirts are down there, and run down and get some of those for Christmas. And also, one more thing, I'm getting some emails and text on what people are thankful for. Starting next week, we're going to start reading some of these on the air. So we appreciate y'all sending those in. And if you haven't sent something in about what you're thankful for, go ahead and do it. On the forecast, mullet, we're starting to wind down with a mullet. The big mullet are still in the bay. I've seen some really good catches of mullet. The pier fishing has been steady. There's not a lot to write home about. They had a good run of Spanish. They did catch some pompano off the piers, but just weren't a lot of them. And it caught some nice kings off the pier. Ladyfish, I was going to mention ladyfish. That's the poor man's tarpon. Ladyfish are really active this time of year. You catch them in the surf, you catch them around the jetties, and even in the bay. And like I say, they'll jump, and you got a kid fishing or something, they have a great time. So, a lot of people don't target ladyfish, but they're out there right now. This Choctahatchee, okay, let's go to freshwater on the column here. Again, the river's low, almost accident every other day with somebody running aground, and it's just what happened that the snags, they'll move around, and you saw Randy Sonoda accident he had. He was actually ejected big time, so be careful. Catfishing is going to be good when the rivers get low, the creeks get low, so you can put those trot lines out, and because you go into deep holes, and then the fish are going in those deep holes to feed, and that's where you're going to have your bait. So bait, of course, catawba worms. If you have to buy some frozen, let them thaw out. Chicken liver has always been a good one. So anything's going to stay on that hook. I don't know if any of y'all tried fish bites. I've thought about it because those fish bites would stay on the hook. I just wondered that we may try those next time we go. The the bass have been excellent. The bass fishing has been excellent. Choctawhatchee Bay, really hot. I saw last night 2 different pictures. I don't have 2 different pictures of folks catching one boat caught 40 fish. Most of them were redfish and trout. Most of them were actually redfish, were actually trout, and off Choctawhatchee Bay. Also, the bite on the intercoastal has been good this week. Over in San Andrew Bay, the speckled trout bite has been good off West Bay Point. We won't really go into all the details. I only got a minute or 2 left. St. Joe Bay has been really good fish, and what has happened now, remember we had all that wind last week. This week, the wind laid down, and the fish are really moving around. The water's clear. Sight fishing has been good. Remember though, with the water clear, they're going to see your silhouette and everything, but the wind has been coming out southeast about 8 or 9 for the past 3 or 4 days. Now we do have a little bit of rain, scattered showers, more on the west end, looks like tomorrow, but we really need the rain, so that's going to help us a lot. The fall running of the reds, we're right in the middle of it. Big redfish being caught in the surf off Cape San Blas. Scoop Jackson caught a big one. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday morning of this week. Really big redfish. They call it the running of the reds in October and November, the big fall run. So that's going to be really good. Apalachicola Bay, the upper end of the bay system is going to be strong because the water level is going down. But keep in mind, the tidal flow will still push water in on the lower end of the rivers, all those creeks and all. So you're still going to have some good water, but it's going to become more salty, okay, as it gets more further up north into the Apalachicola Bay system. So St. George Island, the bridges should be good. East Point Bridge should be really good this weekend. Again, if surf fishing and whiting, now the whiting are really starting to pick up. Great fishing for whiting this time of year, and especially if you're getting into water temperature cooling down a little bit. So a lot of good things going on. Crabbing, hadn't heard a lot about crabs, but I know there's some out there. Going to have to wrap it up. We've had a great week, and really appreciate General Mark McQueen coming in. Just what a man. I just really enjoy being around him and doing things, with him and for him. So happy Veterans Day to all of you veterans out there. We appreciate your service, and thank you for doing what you did. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy the great outdoors. Do something good for someone else, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.